Hello everybody, this is Mad Marshman and welcome to another episode of the Night Garden. And here we are back in our lovely hobbit hole. Just woke up from the bed to stop the rain. I think I may have hit that in my normal sword waving ways of doing the introduction. That's a pain, because we now need to try and put that back. Yippee. Come on, give me what I want. Nice, but not what I want. I want the metal ring. In the wrong place. Good job I didn't get it then, because that would have angered me. There we go. Right, let's go. I hope you all enjoyed the 100 subscriber special. If you didn't, go and watch it now, because it took me many hours to set up. More hours than it did to build this lovely place. Right, so we have over 100 subs now, unless loads of you are unsubbed. Well, hopefully those that are watching haven't. Anyway, back down to our secret infrastructure. Now, as I said before, this LP is now mainly an aesthetic building LP, but there has become a problem with that. Now it's aesthetic, it's a contradiction to itself, because I now have to have everything down here automated. These aren't automated, I know, but so when I'm working upstairs, things down here are happening. So we have our chicken cooker, which is automated. I've built a cactus farm, which is automated. There's no cactus yet, so I've only just finished building it. So they grow, the sign impedes their growth, and the cacti pops off, goes in the hopper, goes in the chest. Anyway, because I'm having to automate stuff down here to hide it up, I'm robbing myself of doing a video, and also robbing you guys of watching me do it, and especially those who used to watch my LP to learn to do things like this. So I will now be uploading tutorials of everything I build in the world. I've currently uploaded the chicken cooker, an auto smelter, and I will be uploading this simple cactus farm as well. So I'll be hiding things underground here, but building them in tutorials. Anyway, while I was down here, let's have some food. There was a slime bouncing around in here, so I dug through, fought a couple of zombies. There was a witch down here as well, and there's a skeleton. But more importantly, there is mossy cobblestone here, and nothing spawned from the spawner, which was pretty amazing. I'm surprised we got that locked down as quick as we did. Stay out, everybody. It's a spider spawner, not my favourite type of spawner, but what have we got? Bread, a music disc. I've not seen a music disc in this texture pack before. It's obviously meant to be a flute or a whistle. Cat. How many versions of cat have we got? 3 buckets. Buckets are always good, but I have an iron farm. A saddle, some string, another bucket, redstone, another saddle, cat again, gunpowder and wheat. Well, that's pretty boring, really. Right, I'm going to take this mossy, and then we'll get back to today's aesthetic build. I have said since day one that island, lump of rock, whatever you want to call it there, is spoiling my view of this nice mountain and waterfall and wooded area over there. So that is coming down, converted into an island, and then we're going to put a custom tree on there. Nice big custom tree, but not big enough to spoil our view. And probably a small dock and a fishing area. So that's not all going to happen today, but we're going to get over there, and we're going to start taking it down, and then we're going to think about building a custom tree today. So let's get over there. How high did we get up? Can we bounce off this tree? Just there. Right, let's go for this nearly straight up technique. Excellent, we're on top. And the only good thing about this is we get a lovely view of our hobbit hole. Right, so I'm going to take this down, which is going to take a little while. And then, as you've heard me say so many times before, I'll be back with you. We have levelled most of this off now. It's only just stone. I ain't prettied it up yet, but I thought I'd show you. There's XP lay everywhere here. As you can see, there's a cave here. There's a creeper. And mobs have been coming out of that cave and irritating me, basically. There's loads over here. Zombie infestations swimming over here. So this is still a very dangerous area. We play on hard. But that's okay. So let's have a look up here and see what this has done for my view. Ah, that's better. Yeah, this is not the island it turned out to be. It was joined to, well, it turned out to be. It never was an island. It was always joined to the mainland. I nearly thought about giving up on that and building my own island here, but I don't think so. I think we're going to stick with utilising the natural landscape. So, and also I've got to decide on how we're going to get down here. We had steps originally, but I filled it in to make more room for the garden. So whether we're going to step this landscape down, which is a bit hardcore, or whether we're going to have a ladder down, which docks often do have a steep wall and a ladder, so we may do that. But let's go back over here and replace all this with dirt, because stone is ugly, or is in this situation. I want a nice little place to sit. And because me being the idiot I am, I came over here with everything that I got from raiding the dungeons. So loads of useless stuff, saddles and bread and stuff that's no use to me out here at all. Yep, so we're making use of all our diamond tools from our perfect villagers we have back at the swamp. We have more diamond armour than we'll ever use, because we hardly wear very much here, mainly feather fallen boots. Well, the only reason I have them as diamond is so they don't wear out very quickly. And we have an amazing diving helmet, I think. Yeah, respiration 3, unbreaking 3, projectile protection 4, and that's diamond. Or is it chain? No, that's chain. I think I got an amazing diving helmet when I was enchanting all the armour for the 100 subs special. But that's back there. I've not looted the chests from that yet. They're still all where they were. Right, so this island probably won't stay this shape. I'm just sticking with the... We'll leave that gravel exposed. Just sticking with the shape it was when we arrived. Like I said, we'll try and work a bit with the landscape we're given, but this to me was ugly and was always blocking the view of that lovely mountain. Yeah, this was joined there. I just cut it through so it is a island. I might cut it through some more as yet and extend it this way some more. This is Minecraft, as I've said before. We can do whatever we like. We generate our own, we don't generate our own landscape, we got a generated landscape and we modify it however we like. So I'll fill this in. Well, I won't fill this in, you can watch me fill this in, we're nearly there. This is no biggie. Yeah, I might have to make this a bit rounder than that. I do want to separate this a bit more from, not much, but just a little. I'm not sure if we got another dungeon down there or something, because there's a lot of noise there. I know I've sat here working through the night, so that may have something to do with it. I may have caused a lot of mobs to spawn. Where's this? Is this hole here? Did that get it? Make that water still? Yep. Right, let's have something to eat. My curiosity's got the better of me. Like I said, I don't normally play purely for aesthetics. I'm normally what I call a survivor. I prefer to go caving and... What's I prefer to? Used to. Go caving and investigate. Oh, I had a cave in there. Wait, has that caved in because of a dungeon? I can't leave it alone, can I? We had a crash. I dug a block of gravel and it crashed, and I restarted and I dug a block of gravel and I crashed, and I restarted and I dug a block of sand and I crashed. And I was using magic launchers, so I've got rid of magic launcher. Not got rid of, but we're running from the standard default Minecraft launcher now. And we're going to see what that does for us. But I thought I could hear a myriad of mobs down here, and I thought we might have a dungeon. But the stuff above is not a cave-in because of a dungeon, that is gravel below the lake. So I don't know where the mob sounds are coming from. Anyway, we'll go back to building. We're not caving or adventuring today. Let me out. They are very loud down here, and they have been every time I come over here. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if there is a dungeon under here. We'll go looking for that another day. Alright, let's have a few torches. So this is a little bit wider now. This is actually what we could probably call an island now. And I think we want to give this a bit more shape. Like so, just round it up a little bit. We don't want it too flat and boring. We don't like flat and boring. That's why we came here. Lovely. You want just enough to build on, but you don't want totally flat. Like we've done what, you know, we flattened where we wanted to build the hobbit hole, and then we made it less flat again. We've got to do something with that edge. I mean, that edge was already pretty square before I got there, but I don't like it quite that flat. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe we will have a flat wall going down to a dock, which is not unusual in them circumstances. Right. I don't know. I maybe want it to slope down a bit this side. Let's see if the land. I know we don't get a slope in Minecraft, but I'm sure you know what I mean. So this is the high part of the ground, and it sort of slopes downwards, so you could even probably maybe build it up a bit more this side. Going crazy now. This is where I need an iron shovel as well, so I don't take too much ground out at once. And again, we probably even slope it down even a little bit more, like this. Crazy shovel. Don't want to do too much terraforming on camera. Then again, it's hard for me to judge. You have to let me know in the comments. I mean, like I said, I'm not really used to doing this aesthetic build so much, so I'm more used to doing the technical builds, which are easy. You just show the important bits, whereas I suppose if you're doing aesthetics, when you're changing the look of anything, it's all important. Right. Yes, I like that better. Right, so I'm gonna go and get some materials, which actually let's offload most of this dirt and cobble, sand and egg I found, various bits and pieces, and go and get our other stuff. Oh, that was a bad shot. So we've still got quite a lot of leaves and things left over from our last build, and I got more than that back at the old base as well. Another chest, gate might come in handy. Need to clear all this chest out really. Right, and I think my spruce logs, I didn't look, are in that double chest that's over there. Yeah, that looks better. Or are they in here? Spruce wood. I think we're going to use spruce. We'll take some other bits and pieces just in case. Definitely not going to be birch. Let's take all of those for now. Just planks in here, I think. Yep. Have I got any? Yeah, I've got all the saplings I need, I think. What am I looking in there for? Plants, fool. Yeah, we've got all the saplings we need if we need to farm anything. Right, sleep. We'll leave the front door wide open. We should be able to beat the mobs to it. If not, we'll get blown up. Right. Back to the island. Having never done this before, I'm guessing the best place to start is by placing some wood. So that's a good start. Right. I'm of the opinion I want this tree to lean this way. So, without trying to make it look too regular, I guess, is going to be the trick here. I can now see the inherent problems we're going to have with this. We need dirt. Lots of dirt. And then we're going to have to dig it out afterwards. Yep. Right, it's going to lean this way, and if anything, this way. Right, so let's get that going up there. And again, we're going to have to use more dirt. I've got no idea how this is going to look. This is not something that I've ever attempted to do before. Right, how much lean have we got on there? Too much or not enough? Maybe a bit too much. Need to make that a bit more solid there. Let's go up this way again. And again. And then maybe we'll come across again a bit. You. Yep. Give that back to me. Good old feather fallen. Right, the sun's going down. We need this to look stronger. It's looking pretty weak there. And maybe some roots. They are allowed to lie in like that. Have another root coming out this way. Right, what we got? Let's have a look at it from over there. Will probably be our main viewing spot anyway. From here, it's actually looking surprisingly good. Sorry for the laugh in my voice, but I wasn't expecting this to. I mean, I'm liking that already, which is good, which is very good. I shouldn't be complaining or laughing. Where is the sun? Oh, it's up there. We need a portable bed, really. So we're set on hard mode, and I don't really want to be fighting mobs all the time. Yeah, let's have a root come out here and exposed a little bit. And then maybe dropping in here. We need some roots because it's going to be quite a large tree. I'm liking the way it's going. I'm amazed at this. I thought I was going to be chucking an ender pearl over there and going, that's really poo. I need to sort that out. I'm not going to make it this big, but I want to give myself some options here. Right, do we still need to keep leaning that way? Let's not mess it up because it's going so well. That is a bit strange, but everything I've done is a bit strange so far and has worked out okay. Right, I think we're now getting, I'll say it again, a bit strange. Whoa, get out of that block. Yeah, look at this, look, we've got a little natural bridge. This is lovely over here. Probably going to come over here now and find the perfect fishing hole. Oh, we have horses. And we have a floating island. Look, I mean, it's just amazing over here. We'll go. We ain't even investigated anywhere, really. Well, I say I ain't investigated anywhere. As you know, I investigated for literally 2 weeks to find this spot we're currently building in. What's going on? Something looks a bit. Let's use these since we've got them. No, that's okay. I think we're just going to go for a little bit more height. That was rubbish. And then we're going to think about putting some foliage on it. Right. We're going to go, I think, more or less straight up here. There, and possibly there. This is really long-winded doing this in survival. I'm not a creative player, but I can imagine that doing this with the ability to fly would be... I do like having a very powerful diamond shovel for this occasion though, because we can just jump in one hit and knock the dirt out. Now that is still looking quite good, maybe a little bit weak at the base. Maybe we need to bulk it up a little bit here, because this is a big tree. To that there is no doubt. I don't want to go too crazy though and make it too solid. Right, sorry I've gone quiet there for a little while. I'm all thinking, aren't I? Thinking. Right, have we just ruined it? Let's have a little swim. Don't know if I have. I was leaning out quite a lot, but I think that's the look we're going for. Just feels like it needs more support at the base. This is long-winded. I knew it was going to be. It looks great from this side. How far are we going to get? I don't know if it leans too much or not. Well, we're going to find out, because we're going to go and chuck some leaves on it in a minute. And where do I put all them pearls? I'm going to ruin my garden. I think I put the pearls with the clay, and I don't know why I did that. And of course I don't actually know where the clay is. I think that's near the ore. Yeah, we'll have another few pearls. We better shut the door. We will have a proper way of getting in and out of here as well, other than ender pearling eventually. That is actually underwater, but my respiration helmet is so good, it's hard to tell. Right, we're definitely going to need our dirt. We'll keep our spruce logs on us now. We've got a right mixture of leaves here, and I think that's actually a good thing. That's not leaves, that's green stained glass. We'll get rid of the dirt. Getting rid of the sword could be a bad idea. Let's get sword back on. Pearls, maybe not. Bow, should have slept while I was in the house. Right. This is going to be strange. And I think I'm going to have to do a certain amount of this off camera, because this is going to be a very long job to make quite a decent, I don't know what you call it, head of a tree, or canopy. I know it's a canopy if it overhangs. But what is it when it's just there? Three. We've got three of them. We'll save them for outside decoration, whatever they are. Right, so I think I'm going to start banging some of these down and come back to you, otherwise it could be a hell of a long video. I'll give you a word of advice. If you're thinking about building a custom tree, don't. No, seriously, I had a lot of fun building this, but if you think you got enough leaves, think again. Because I had to harvest loads of trees to get all these leaves. I didn't even have anywhere near. I used all the leaves I had on me, and it just looked like some stupid little blob about a fifth of the size of what we got there. And yeah, not many at all. Not very heavy at the back, but I don't want it heavy at the back. I want to give the illusion that it's been leaning forward for many a year. And I don't think this is too bad actually. But I've been back to my base and got some vines, as I had to go back there and get more leaves and other other things. Can we get leaves to add on the bottom of that leaf, or have they got to vine, should I say, or have they got to grow on their own? They've got to grow on their own, have they? Okay, well, we'll allow them to grow, and they should trail down to the water quite nicely. So I'm not going to get the gratification of seeing instant results on the vines then. No, I thought they might grow straight down, but they're not going to. Well, we'll have to come back and look at them, because we're going to spend plenty of time here anyway. We'll have some on the trunk. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to attach the vines to the bottom. Shows you how much I know about the game. Where's my dirt? We've been using a lot of that. Lots of staircases. Lots of scaffolding. And when they do some more scaffolding. Yeah, it's a pity the vines you can't just attach them to the bottom. I thought you could. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe something's changed. As you can see, we've used most of the different types of leaves. I want to get as much colour in as possible. I think you could even make a normal Minecraft tree look a lot nicer if you stripped all the monocolour leaves off it and replaced them with a variety of colours. I think that's half the problem with them, just the one colour. Yeah, I think this looks quite nice. I am actually quite happy with it. I could probably do with a little bit more modifying. I'm still undecided if it needs bulking up more at the back or not. But I think if you bulk it up too much at the back, you may then lose the illusion that it's leaning. Shall we take this route all the way into the water? I don't think it should be like that though. I think it should at least be at an angle. Yep. And maybe the same here. This way. We need this tree to look strong, so it's leaning heavily this way. Let's have another little look from over here. Yeah, that's not half bad, especially when we get a little fishing dock in here. I mean, you can imagine a hobbit. He's going to be right happy sitting under here, fishing away. Probably getting snuck up from behind by a creeper. But anyway, one thing I wanted to do, just for those who are fans of the series from not very long ago. So you're on hard as normal. I ain't going to do this all the time, but let's have a look at it, shall we? Let's see how terrible it looks. Let's see how she looks. Right, so let's get back up here. We ain't had a look at the hobbit hole yet. This is faithful, so that's very, very nearly default. So here's our tree, he says, climbing back up there. For those of you who have actually care what it looks like, there's our tree. I think that looks quite nice. Can we get right over there? Yeah, we can. So yeah, I think maybe that could do with some bulking up on the back a little bit more. I don't know. That's something that needs working on. Like I said before, same with the Hobbit house. There's going to be more hours go on off camera than what there is on camera. That is the nature of the build. At least when you teleport in with an ender pearl, you don't ruin your crops. So let's have a look in here. We haven't had a look in here. This is a bit more bright and a bit more colourful. Obviously the texture pack is wrong for the I get my words out in a minute, for the paintings that I've used, because we had a coat of arms there before. Here's the little storage area. That looks all quite nice. Ender chest on the side there. The writing area again, that painting looks like sticky notes or pinned up notes on the wall. That's all wrong. But these seem to be in the default texture pack. Surprised me. The metal rings. There's our little eating area with a piston table. Kitchen. We no longer have our lovely set of knives up there, which really add a lot to it, I think. But it looks decent. I think it looks decent. We've still got our rug. That looks nice. Haven't noticed that before. So I've not really had much of a look at this in the, well, let's keep calling it default as faithful, which is as near as default as I'm going to get. I think in this day and age, your 16 by 16 texture pack is a little bit bland, really. Have a better look at this for the people who actually, I may do a tutorial on this. As you've noticed now, I've started doing tutorials on everything I use in the world. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to do a tutorial on this because it took me a couple of hours to sort this out to get it quite that compact. Right, so let's get back up there and get back in the texture pack we're currently using, because it was not designed to look good in this, although I think it does look quite decent in this. The landscape looks nice in this, for definite. That mountain's gorgeous over there, and so we had a floating island and some other bits over there as well. So there she is, our custom tree. I think it looks really nice, and I think with a little dock there and a little fishing area, I think that'll look awesome. And look at this. This is what I like about this texture pack as well. I never have been a fan of texture packs before, but the sunsets and the skies, it's all gorgeous. So this is Mad Marshman with another episode from the Night Garden. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye bye.